Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of Eye on Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Serene Insurance, World Company Limited, the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Ghana Port and Harbors Authority, and Ghana Link, who are the operators of the Integrated Customs Management System. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This week, we are looking at uncustomed vehicles with a focus on its acquisition and ownership. Eye on Port engaged Justice Injonan Manga Yajayim, who is a supervisor at the Vehicle Valuation Unit at the Customs Technical Services Bureau.
Let me begin with a very basic question. What's an uncustomed vehicle?
In customs, we have two ways of looking at it. That's according to our law. One, a vehicle on which the full duties have not been paid. That's one aspect of it.
Okay. If the full duties have not been paid?
Have not been paid.
Okay.
And then two, we are looking at the aspect where a vehicle has either been imported or exported or dealt with in ways that are contrary to the customs law. So these are the two ways of looking at it. One, the reason why they say vehicle on which the full duties have due on it have not been paid. Is that, for instance, it may have been worked on, but there may have been lapses along the line. So if at any point it is detected that maybe the age that was used to do the calculation was wrong, it has to be rectified.
Okay.
Maybe the value, the engine capacity. So things can change. Somebody can detect something along the line. So that is an aspect of it. Then when you decide to import a vehicle or export it, or you deal with it in a way that is contrary to customs law, we have smuggling, which is against customs law, is against it. So if you are able to do it through unapproved route, and you are arrested, it's an offense. So these are the ways we look at uncustomed vehicles. So if you have a vehicle in your possession and you know that you have not actually gone through customs to have the vehicle, then it means an offense.
Right.
So that's why most of them will be hiding the vehicles until they are arrested. So basically that's how uncustomed vehicles are looked at.
Right. Now, what would you say accounts for the influx, so to speak, of uncustomed vehicles in our country?
Uncustomed vehicles, there are two ways of looking at it. We have the illegal basis, which begins from the scratch, and the legal basis. Illegal in the sense that somebody goes to Togo, he thinks that vehicles are cheaper there. He buys a vehicle, and he's able to. Our borders are porous. Nobody denies that. Yes, they are able to find their way into the country through unapproved route. In Ghana, we have 4 being legal means of importation.
Can you walk us through them?
We have through the seaports.
Okay.
That's Tema, Takoradi. Yes. We have through the airport. People bring vehicles through the airport. Yes. And then through the frontier stations.
When you say frontier stations?
Yes. Frontier, you see, I saw that you mentioned borders.
Yes.
In Kasa, if you say borders, it includes the seaport.
Okay.
It includes the airport.
Okay.
It's not only the frontier.
Okay.
It includes the frontier.
Okay.
So if you say borders in customs, it takes account of all these entry points.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you want to be specific, let's say frontier.
Frontier. Okay.
The frontier station, yes.
Okay.
Aplao, you have Hamley, you have Paga, Kwamse Krum, all those other areas. Yes. They are the frontier stations. Okay. Through the legal means, you know, the ECOWAS protocol, which permits of free movement of persons and goods, which came into effect in 29th May 1979. Yes. This protocol has 3 rights. One.
Before you come to the 3 protocols, let's go back to the various means of import. You said there were 4.
Yes.
Seaport, airport, frontier, and
then through the post. Parcel
post.
Okay,
okay, sure. All right. Okay. Yes. All right. So let's go to.
Yes. So this protocol gives all member countries, citizens of member countries of ECOWAS, 3 rights. The right of entry and abolition of visas.
Okay.
And then we have the rights of residence and the rights of establishment.
Right.
So with this protocol, Ghana has ratified this protocol. So in implementing, you cannot deny anybody from entering. And this same protocol entitles citizens when they are moving to any other member state to go in their vehicles. So we have the private vehicle category who are entitled to 90 days. And then we have the commercial vehicles, which are entitled to 15 days.
Right.
But our laws permit that when you exhaust, depending on whatever reason you came in, you go for extension.
Okay.
So you go formally with an application to the commissioner, and then if they deem it fit that the reason you have assigned is okay, then you are granted an extension.
Right.
So people using this legal means, some use it genuinely, others don't. So for some of the people, they don't want to go through the illegal means, so they go through the legal means and end up in illegality.
Yeah.
So when they come and it's exhausted, some of them will try to scan documents, either they scan the chassis number of the vehicle, or definitely they will look for a declaration which went through the system.
Exactly.
And then they will scan the chassis number, the details they want on it.
Yeah.
So if you are buying from them and you don't check from customs, you end up buying the wrong item, vehicle. Yes. So people will have to look out for that. So these are the ways that they do it. Others go through this transit regime, and along the line they divert them. Yes. So we are aware of all these loopholes which customs have been working on to plug.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to find out from you how you are able to detect, these uncustomed vehicles.
Yes. So with those who come in with legal means, it's easier. What happens is the temporary vehicle importation management, there's a system on it used to be on GCNet. It's the same thing which has been put on the ICOMs.
Yes.
So they are able to pull out all those vehicles which came, let's say, which passed through a flower. This time it's easier to do it. Usually when things happen, you learn from it.
Yeah.
The previous system couldn't do that, but now you can do it by each frontal page. Right. So if vehicles that came through Paga, you want all vehicles which came through, you can pull out all those things. Yeah. And you can check those which have exited and those which have not. So when that is done, the list is given to the task force. We have the preventive unit.
Yeah.
The preventive unit is the enforcement unit. So what they do is that they look out for those vehicles and then they pick them. Okay. First we're using at the airport yard. Yeah. Now we have a new yard at Tema just around DVL. Yes. Which is bigger. So if you go there, you find a lot of vehicles.
Yes.
So these are the vehicles which have been picked.
Right.
So the task force, what they do, they have two systems. One is able to detect those that they have tampered with the chassis numbers. Okay. Usually some of them will bring them in, and then they see that one other vehicle with a similar charge, maybe one figure is different. So they are able to change, tamper with that particular one. Tight, yeah. Usually it's the age. Usually, most of them from Togo, they are overage vehicles. Yes. So they will usually tamper with the age. And then the serial numbers. Right. To conform to what they know has been genuinely cleared through customs. Right. And then they will do their documents to cover. They will not go to DVLA. Okay. Because they know this particular one, the one they are using the detail has been properly registered at DVLA. Right. So they will then alterate this one. Yeah. And then it will conform with what they want to have. And then they sell it to somebody. So people will have to, our laws, if you look at the law, section 123 and 124, it looks at forgery. If you forge any document in customs, an offense. Yeah. It's a serious offense, right, which has its consequences. And then the 124 is looking at those who smuggle. So they will have to look at that, and then if they have any vehicle they think they want to use it in Ghana, the processes are there for them to go to apply to customs commissioner, and then if it's allowed, you pay the duty, then you properly clear it and then you use it.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so you mentioned the fact that they would look for a vehicle which has been properly cleared
Yes.
From customs, and then, alter their documents to be like that same one.
Yes.
You use the same numbers.
Yes.
Don't you smell some element of connivance with inside elements, if you want?
No. You see, what happens is that most of the people who do that are people who deal in vehicles. They also import vehicles through Tema and from Takrady. Yeah. So they have the declarations. This one, they don't need to deal with anybody. They have the declaration.
Right.
He has brought in a vehicle, and then he knows that this vehicle is covered by customs document.
Yes.
So he goes to alterate the details on this document to conform to what he wants to have. Because they know sometimes they will always find someone to sell it to. You see, because sometimes when Ghanaians are buying, they don't take their time to check whether it has been genuinely processed through customs.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
So as for official connivance, no.
Okay.
I don't.
All right. Okay, so tell us, you mentioned twice the task force.
Yes.
What task force are you talking about? Is it the task force that, accost vehicles,
Yes.
that are on the lookout for these uncustomed vehicles?
Yes.
Yes.
The task force is part of the preventive unit. So their job is to go around the country and then pick those vehicles. And they have two set of systems which they work with.
Right.
One, they are able to enter the chassis number and determine whether the chassis number has been tampered with. The second system is a data warehouse which they carry. So it's basically what we have in ICOMS. Everything is on it.
Right.
So if they check the chassis number and then it has not been tampered, it's genuine chassis number, the next thing is to check from the data warehouse whether the duty has been paid on it.
Yes.
So with this new system, it's so easy. Very, very easy. You can just enter the chassis number and then it will give you the declaration number, the importer details, everything. If you want to go further, you just pick the declaration number and then you put it and then it can open up to the manifest, everything for you. So if he enters the chassis number and nothing comes, it means it has not been paid. Yes, there's no detail on it. Duty has not been paid.
Right.
Yes.
So what's their mandate like? Are they spread across the country?
No, usually these things, you do it with a bit of intelligence. If you spread it all around the country, every unit has, it will not work. Every place there's a preventive unit.
All right.
Every custom station has a preventive unit. But with respect to the task force that looks at vehicles, they are always from head office.
Right.
So their movement, you don't know when they will move to one place. Yes, so it's done with a bit of intelligence. That's why it's always from head office.
Yes.
So they determine that, the next one will be in Tamale.
Yes.
Even when they get there, people get to know, they hide their vehicle, they don't come out. You see that most streets in Tamale will be free that day. And you can easily run through the town.
Yes.
So that's what happened. So assuming if they were there, it will be difficult.
Yeah.
Even from other places where they get there unannounced, it's difficult. People who are able to get wing of it and then they hide their vehicles. Yes.
All right. So you mentioned the new park that you have, in the Tema enclave where some of these vehicles have been taken. Does that mean that if I am accosted for, driving an unlicensed vehicle, an uncustomed vehicle, I'm going to forfeit it? You are going to seize it?
It's an offense in the first place to have an uncustomed vehicle with you.
Yeah.
So when the vehicle is arrested, per our law, it's supposed to be seized.
Yeah.
That's the 124. Section 124 of Customs Act 891. Yes, it's supposed to be seized. Right. That's the first thing. But when the vehicle is seized, that's then the end of the story.
Okay.
What you can do as the owner is to apply to customs within 30 days. So you have a 30-day duration to apply for restoration. When that is granted, commissioner grants the restoration, then you pay the duty on it and then pay a penalty.
Right.
So you pay the duty with the penalty, then you go away with your vehicle for registration. Yes.
So it means that once you accost me and you take me to you collect the keys and go and park it in your yard, I will now to initiate. I will now have to initiate steps to write to the commissioner.
Yes.
to pardon me, sort of.
Yes.
You know, and then I take steps to raise the duty.
Yes.
That would be a difficult thing to do because I know, like you said, most of these vehicles that come in are overaged.
Yes.
And so, first of all, you are going to pay the duty. Number two, you are going to pay a penalty on the age of the vehicle, which will be so much.
Okay, that's the position of the law.
Absolutely.
The position of the law is that you don't commit an offense without penalty. Absolutely. Usually, these penalties are instituted to ensure that next time you don't go doing such things. Yeah. So you need to feel it and know that next time when you have a vehicle, and then you have to pay the duties on it. Yeah. You don't do otherwise. Mm-hmm. So the penalties as they are is per the law. And I think the framers of the law looked at how some of this, to stop some of this, because when you know the implications of it, you might not go into it. But others there go, others there go into those areas, and then they are found. It's not everyone. Those who abide by the law, they get through and they don't incur some of these penalties. But for those who want to test the law, they will have to also pay some penalty for testing the law. Yes, so that's the position of the law.
Right.
So I'm sure you've been educated on uncustomed vehicles and also how to get your custom vehicles registered. Iron Port returns after this break.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome back from the break. Now, news and activities happening within the port and maritime. Ghana has joined the rest of the world to commemorate the 2021 World Maritime Day with a focus on improving the welfare of seafarers who are at the core of shipping's future. The World Maritime Day is held annually to recognize and celebrate the contribution of local and international maritime industries towards the economy, especially shipping. This year, the day seeks to highlight the invaluable role and contribution of seafarers within the global maritime supply chain. The Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority, Thomas Kofi Alonsi, called for a support system for seafarers in order to make them better off.
In order to fight against the age-long problem of poverty among seafarers, The authority requires that Ghanaian ship owners or agents pay social security contributions and pension funds of Ghanaian seafarers to ensure a dignified retirement after serving at sea in humility.
The Minister of Transport, Kwaku Foresiama, in a speech read on his behalf by one of his deputies, stated that seafarers have the right to go ashore and there should be no discrimination in whatever form.
The issue of shore lease has been of concern for the international maritime community, and this has been heightened with restrictions imposed by countries during COVID-19 pandemic. I wish to place on record that seafarers have the right to go ashore while the ship on which they arrive is in port, and there should be no discrimination on grounds of nationality.
He said, while some progress has been made to suppress piracy, armed robbery, and other illicit maritime activities, seafarers are urged to remain vigilant when navigating through the Gulf of Guinea.
Government is particularly concerned about the number of incidents of piracy and armed robbery in the Gulf of Guinea, especially about the increase in the number of incidents involving kidnapping of crew. Ghana, in the process of finalizing harmonized standards operating procedures for coordinating efforts of maritime law enforcement agencies at the sea for quicker and coordinated response.
The Minister of Transport, Kwaku Foresiama, has sworn in an 11-member board for the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Former Member of Parliament, Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Cocoa Board, and Managing Director of Tema Oil Refinery, Isaac Osei, will lead the group as board chairman. Other members include Michael Lugoje, the Director General of GPHA, Sandro Opoku, Director of Port Tema, Captain Ebenezer Feiti, Director of Port Takrade, Mabel Sego, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Transport, Benonita Bismarck, the Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Shippers Authority, Clement Osaya Mwakon, President of the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Adami Moro Ayana, an executive member of the Ship Owners and Agents Association Ghana, Engineer Dr. Michael Ajay Anyete, Ghana Railway Company Limited, Francisca Oteng Mensah, a member of Parliament, and Samuel Ahin, an employee's representative. Speaking at the inaugural ceremony, the Minister of Transport urged the board members to strengthen collaborations that would enhance corporate governance of the state-owned enterprise.
So whatever it takes for us to work together, please let us do so. As a ministry, we are here to support you. We will not be mingling with the operational activities of agencies. That is not our style. We don't do so. But we also not compromise on the policy on the policy direction.
He called on the new board chairman Isaac Osei to bring his vast experience to bear in the advancement of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. The board chairman in turn assured of his unwavering commitment to ensuring that the policy direction for the sector is fully implemented at GPHA.
Let me assure you on behalf of the board that we take your comments quite seriously and be working with you to ensure that the policy direction which government wants us to follow will be followed very, very closely.
A roundtable discussion on the axle load policy implementation has been held by key players in the transit trade in Ghana. Hosted by the Ghana Shippers Authority, the forum brought together representatives from the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Highway Authority, National Security, Customs, the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service, the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions, and representatives from the Shippers Council of the Sahelian countries. Call in the agenda was to fish out some of the bottlenecks hindering the successful implementation of the policy, which seeks to promote safe and sustainable carriage of transit cargo through Ghana, as well as find solutions to them. This comes at the back of some apprehension by stakeholders within the transit trade as well as regular civilians on the abuse of the Ghanaian road corridors by individuals and syndicates, which has even led to some arrests in the recent past. The CEO of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Benonita Bismarck, in a speech read on her behalf, listed some complaints that has come to the attention of her outfit from the trading community in association with the Axle Load program.
The use of faulty and inaccurate axle weighing scales. 2. Possible tampering with axle load weighing scales by some axle weigh station personnel. 3. Non-adherence to protocols at the axle weighing stations. for cargo agents conspiring with some personnel of Axel way to manipulate the system, collusion and exchange of illicit payments among drivers, cargo owners to agents, security officers in order to evade Axel way scales.
The Axel load manager at the Ghana Highway Authority, Faustina Opon-Yeboah, admitted to corruption by some members of her outfit and transporters of goods in circumventing the system, hence called for tightened measures that will nip the menace in the bud.
So a few recommendations will be to increase education and sensitization of stakeholders, upgrade of the weighing system, enhance electronic surveillance, and then increase training of our personnel at the stations.
Chairman of the program, Ziad Amui, who is the national president of Borderless Alliance, a private sector-led advocacy group, called for an accurate diagnosis and action plan that would curb the existing menace to enhance the transit trade without compromising security and safety.
Today, I am confident that by the end of this meeting, we will manage to successfully diagnose our many challenges and come up with a clear action plan to resolve these challenges through a comprehensive, honest, and professional dialogue, which will help us enhance the movement of commercial goods and economic operators in the country, without compromising on the security of our corridors or the quality of our road infrastructure.
It's now time for some international ports and maritime news.
Greece's parliament has approved a new contract that allows Chinese state-owned shipping giant COSCO to buy an additional 16% stake in the Piraeus Port Authority, taking its total share of ownership to 67%. In the original deal that COSCO reached with the Greek government in 2016, the terminal operator committed to invest a total of $340 million into the port's infrastructure by 2021. In exchange, it received the right to buy the additional stake out of escrow for an agreed price of about $100 million. However, COSCO has not come close to achieving its investment commitment, and its leaders have put the blame on local opposition. Piraeus is the epicenter of the Greek shipping industry, and COSCO's plans for a new cruise terminal in the neighborhood are not universally popular. The costly terminal project became ensnared in litigation, and it came to a halt shortly after it first broke ground. Long-term ocean freight rates have nearly doubled from a year ago and are continuing their steady rise. In a new analysis of the market, Zeneta, an ocean and air freight rate benchmarking and market intelligence platform, reports there is little evidence to suggest a weakening of market fundamentals in the near term. Zeneta CEO Patrick Berglund explained that, and I quote, "This year has seen a unique convergence of COVID-19 disruption, port congestion, strong demand, and maxed out capacity, and that has stoked the flames of record-breaking rates. The global supply chain is under immense pressure, and desperate shippers have no choice but to pay up to secure deliveries, or at least try to, ahead of key trading periods such as Christmas. It's a crazy market out there," unquote. Zeneta's long-term XSI public indices reported yet another monthly hike in long-term ocean freight rates, with global container prices climbing by 3.2% in September. This follows a 2.2% increase in August and an unprecedented 28% jump in July. Year over year, rates are now up 91.5% overall, with some markets showing even larger increases.
Now, schedules of vessels in the port, those at Anchorage and those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate, you need to know to clear your goods from the port next. Your comments are next.
Joseph Boas from Taifa, Burkina says, good evening. It will be strange if there are no insiders aiding the uncustomed vehicles. I think the customs should be frank on the issue and tackle the problem from all angles. Sir Justice, this is your son Isaac at the Ghana Institute of Journalism, GIJ. Sir, I'm actually enjoying the education that you are giving to us. I think I have learned a lot about how to purchase a vehicle in the future. I had known the processes earlier through your education. Thanks, sir. My name is Gershon from Accra. I would like to thank you for the eye-opening information to us. I have a question. Can uncustomed vehicle be seen registered? Hello, Gershon. According to customs, any uncustomed vehicle with documentation is fake.
That's all for this week's episode of Iron Port. Thank you for watching and thanks to the entire crew. Join us same time next week.